Good morning. Thank you all for being here today. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we're on the traditional lands of the Huron-Wendat, the Senecas, and the Mississaugas of the Credit River. And I also want to acknowledge our responsibility as stewards of this land for the next 7 generations. So today, I sent an open letter to the new Premier. I wrote it on behalf of tradespeople, local contractors, builders, and suppliers who stand to lose money, jobs, and business. I wrote it for homeowners, renters, and institutions who will have less money to reduce energy bills. I wrote it for my constituents who want us to embrace the clean economy and tackle climate change. I will now read a shortened version of that letter. Premier-designate Ford, I want to work with your government to help Ontario create jobs, save money, and fight climate change. I was elected to do politics differently at Queen's Park, and I am ready to find common ground with you to build this province up in a financially and environmentally sustainable way. Climate change is the biggest threat facing humanity, and there is an urgent call for us to act. Fortunately, what is good for the environment is also good for the economy. You acknowledged in the final leaders' debate that climate change is real and human-caused. Yet, since being elected, you have begun to dismantle programs designed to reduce greenhouse gas pollution, create jobs, and lower utility bills. And you have done this without offering alternative solutions. So I want to share with you 5 reasons to reconsider this path. First, the steps you are taking to pull Ontario out of cap and trade without a transition plan are reckless. You are creating uncertainty for businesses and risk for the people of Ontario, who could be on the hook for paying back $2.8 billion in potentially worthless permits purchased by Ontario companies. You are potentially putting taxpayers on the hook for billions in legal fees, penalties, and other costs. Your actions are bearing the hallmark of the gas plant scandal, when decisions were pushed through by ideology and ego rather than logic and evidence. I ask you to slow down. I ask you to give businesses time to adjust and to show us a plan before killing what's already in place. Secondly, climate denial, whether explicit or implicit, is bad for business. It's time to accept that pollution pricing works. 80% of economists in a recent survey say that it is the most market-friendly and low-cost option for reducing pollution. There is no evidence to support your claim of a job-killing carbon tax. As a matter of fact, in Ontario's first year of pollution pricing, unemployment shrunk from 6.4% to 5.5%, and GDP was at a 7-year high. In fact, the 4 provinces that led Canada in growth in 2017 were the exact 4 provinces that have a price on carbon pollution: Ontario, Quebec, BC, and Alberta. Pollution pricing is essential, and it's coming, whether by Ontario's design or by the hand of the federal government. It's time to put forward a Made in Ontario solution. Third, I'm deeply concerned about the messages you are sending to businesses and families. Advanced manufacturing, clean tech innovation, and energy efficiency are where the job growth is happening, and it represents a $7 trillion global economic opportunity. Ontario's clean tech sector already employs 130,000 people. Yet your decision to shut down Ontario's climate programs is causing businesses to reconsider investments. You've told them that Ontario is closed for business. And to families who want to lower their bills by conserving energy, you have taken money out of their pockets and told them they must do it alone. So if your goal is to create jobs and lower utility bills, I must ask you, why are you doing the exact opposite? Fourth, inaction on climate change threatens our pocketbooks and our safety. According to the Insurance Bureau of Canada, severe weather events caused $4.9 billion in insurable damages in 2016. Last month's windstorm alone cost $380 million in damages. Devastating spring floods, unfortunately, seem to be the new norm. This is not the future I want for my daughters, and I know it's not the future you want for your children either. So I hope you are not abandoning Ontario's GHG reduction targets. These targets matter. They matter to people here in Ontario, and they matter to the health of our planet. So if the economic case is not enough to convince you, then I hope you will consider our shared moral responsibility to do what is right. And finally, I believe we have common ground because we can fight climate change and put money in people's pockets. So I encourage you to adopt a revenue-neutral carbon fee and dividend system that returns all money from pollution pricing to the people of Ontario through dividend checks. This is a way for you to keep your campaign promises without sacrificing action on climate. And instead of canceling home energy retrofits altogether, you could replace the Green Ontario program with a more transparent and accountable eco-energy audit program that can help people save money by saving energy. And so on the eve of the swearing in of your new government, I hope you will listen to these and other sensible solutions. I want to work with you, and I want to work with your new cabinet. But I also want to make it very clear that it is unacceptable for any government in 2018 to act as if the climate crisis does not exist. So I'm asking for your plan, for a real climate change plan that includes a market-based price on pollution, that supports job creation in the clean economy, and that helps people save money by saving energy. Climate change is real, and we must face it together. And you can be sure that I will be standing up for this fight at Queen's Park in the days ahead. Thank you, Megwich, merci.